Well, hi everybody, and welcome to this edition of Sports Talk. I'm Jimmy Allinder, and with me is the Supervisor of Athletics for East Brunswick High School, Frank Noppenberger, and we are here to celebrate. We're here to celebrate an extremely successful spring season. As a matter of fact, Frank, I've been covering sports for about 30 years or so, maybe longer, and I cannot recall an East Brunswick season with as much success as this, and I'll tell you what I'm talking about, as you already know. A state championship volleyball team, and in tennis, boys tennis, the singles state champion, the doubles team champion, and even the team made it to the finals of the championship. I'm looking at the records here. Golf 12-2, the tennis team finished 23-2, the boys volley team finished 30-0, boys spring track 9-0. I mean, even every sport was terrific.
Yeah,
we have reason to be proud. Go ahead and talk.
We had a very good spring. Superlatives galore. It was very exciting with our doubles and singles team. The last day of competition in the state winning the championship. Just a slight correction on your tennis. We were Group 4 state champs in tennis. We lost in the Tournament of Champions to Nook Academy. So
upset me.
We are, well, they beat us before.
Okay.
We were the best public school team in the state. Volleyball, of course, 30-0. That's 4 out of 5 years state championship. Like you said, golf won the division and the conference. Softball won the conference. A great comeback for Coach Brady and the girls. And boys track were undefeated 9-0. So quite a few teams had quite a few accomplishments, championships. It was a good spring. A lot of excitement.
But you didn't answer my question. Is this
Was it the best ever? Jim, my memory is shot. I would say it's as good as any.
Okay.
But hard to think that there's a better. We even had individual champions. Ryan Williams won the 3200 in the track meet, GMC. So we had a lot of individual championships. And Ryan was also the county scholar athlete winner. So it was a lot of accolades for the kids. Well deserved, I may add.
Oh, as they always are. I wanted to devote enough time to all the sports as we sometimes run out of time toward the end. But I do want to focus a little bit more on these accomplishments with the volleyball team and the tennis team as well. And we were talking before we came on the air, and I mentioned to you that it seems, I mean, as far as volleyball is concerned, there are many, many more teams now in the state of New Jersey that are playing this sport, certainly more than 5 years ago when East Brunswick won its first state championship. Other than playing on the beach or in the playground, or what is the preparation that goes into becoming a successful volleyball player, and why has East Brunswick done so well recently?
Well, the volleyball schools in the state are up into the high 70s. 30 of them, 30-something qualified, 34 qualified for the state tournament this year. It's up, 20-something teams since a few years ago. Why is East Brunswick so good? I think if you read the paper today and you listened to what Mr. Hunter, our all-state volleyball player, had to say, it's just playing. They go to the beach, and it's not beach volleyball like you see on the commercials. This is intense 2-on-2 volleyball. And as Greg, our coach, Rutz, said in the paper today, you learn timing, you learn to cover a lot of ground, and you develop leg strength during that 2-on-2 volleyball. So although it's not like they've been playing their whole life, like you pointed out with tennis, they start maybe 8th and 9th grade going to the beach and playing a lot of beach volleyball 2-on-2. And they play all year round. Like Greg said, it's an all-year-round sport. You get addicted to it.
Now, wait a minute. They play all year round. You, in the wintertime, I assume that they go inside, right?
It's a leagues up. No, it's outside in the beach. We want to make them tougher.
Got me.
So, sorry. There's a league up in Warren, called the Warren League in the Bridgewater area.
Okay.
But we're working on getting our own league in East Brunswick area, because Central New Jersey and Middlesex County is really developing volleyball. So, that being said, it's just play, 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 play. and the kids have to have some athletic ability. A lot of those kids were basketball players or soccer players, so they did have the coordination to begin with, and good athletes like Johnson was a very good athlete, Hunter was a very good athlete, Yates is a very good athlete, and they just decided not to go to maybe basketball or soccer, but they concentrated on the sport of volleyball. And, you know, it was right for them, Jim. It was right for them. It worked out for them.
You talked about how Coach Rutz, Greg Rutz, encouraged them to do this and do that. I have to imagine that coaching is a good coach is a real positive edge for volleyball team.
Well, yeah, certainly Greg is as good as anyone, if not the best in the state, and he's learning. Although he's got a few state championships under his belt, he doesn't think he knows it all. He still goes to clinic. He still involves himself in all-star games and gets himself sitting around coaches that have been around a while. He has some knowledge, but he knows that he still has a lot to learn, and you know he's still a kid. And but the kids feed off each other. They developed a volleyball tradition. The upperclassmen say to the younger kids, "Hey, Travis Heilman, we're going down to the beach. We're going to play volleyball. Get yourself down there, and we'll play volleyball all year. I mean, all summer, all day." So they've got a tradition going, and nobody wants to be that team that doesn't make it to the finals or win the conference or something.
Did they have a good following this year?
Oh, we had a tremendous following. We had great following. Judy's and Eddie's and her husband, their son played 5-6 years ago on the state championship team. They're at all the games. So winning does that, Jim. It brings them out, you know that. And it was fun to watch. It's an exciting team to watch.
Now, is the well going to be dry next year, or do you see continuing?
Greg sees us as being very good next year. We've got, I mentioned named Travis Heilman. He's only a freshman. Maybe our best volleyball player is a freshman.
Wow.
We had Tommy Kohler, who made All-State as a junior this year. So there are other people there to help carry the torch. We won't be dry. Will we be as strong? I don't know if anyone will be as strong. We lost 2 games the entire year. We're 30-0, undefeated. And it wasn't to the last game of the year where we played the second-best team in the state where we lost 2 games. So it'd be tough to repeat that type of performance in any sport, not, you know, let alone volleyball.
Well, congratulations to the state championship volleyball team coached by Greg Rutz, 30-0, and again, I got to get down there and see one of those games. I televised one a couple of years ago. And I promised myself this is really a fun sport.
You missed a special group. They won the division, the conference, the state tournament. It was fun.
Did really well. I don't want to say in contrast, but tennis is a little bit different sport in that the players probably have taken up this sport when they were very, very young, maybe before they walked.
Well,
but
yeah, well, like Vivek said, and he won the state singles. Congratulations to him.
Is that the first time for an East?
No, we had a Robbie Chess, which was about 15 years ago.
Is it that long?
Yeah, and Vivek was like 30-0 this year. Vivek lost 2 matches last year. One of them was in the finals. So, as Coach Pellegrino pointed out, he had a goal, and he wanted to win that state singles title. And, you know, I don't know if he lost the set the whole tournament. You know, he lost a game here and there, but I think he didn't lose a set. And that includes the second-best kid in the state. So congratulations, Vivek. But on this show, when we interviewed him, he said that he's been playing since he's been a little kid. He's always been playing tennis. I was at a retirement dinner the other day, and a guy named Jim Pope, who I've known for many years, his son was a real good player, tennis player, and then went on to play in college. And he says he remembers his son, who's about 5 years older than Vivek, coming over and saying, "Hey, you want to come out and play tennis? You want to come out and play tennis?" So Vivek was always playing the better kid. And that's why he's going to the University of Miami. He could have gone to Stanford, Duke, Illinois, and he chose Miami. But yeah, they start real young. And you know, then you look at Ross Cohen, our second singles player, and he could have been first singles anywhere. You know, with the exception of a few schools. He's only a junior. So to use that term everyone says. Maybe we're reloading next year. I
He'll
don't
be your
know.
first singles next year.
He could be.
Likely.
He should be.
Yeah.
But David Liu and Jay Kaplan, they were doubles champions. They were undefeated throughout the whole year. The only time in the history of tennis in New Jersey that the same singles player, doubles player came from the same school. Now, to add to that, I don't know if you'll ever have the Group 4 champion, singles champion, and doubles champion from the same school. That'll never happen. I don't think it will. But, then they're reloading. So David and Jay were there. Bob Wren played second doubles for us. Alex Rothy was a backup. Ross Cohn, as I said, was second singles, and he was a conference champ. Ilya was our third singles player. He's probably going to move up to second singles next year. And Roger Wang was also a second doubles player for that won the conference championship. So of the 5 positions, 4 of them were county champs. Of the conference champs, of the 5 positions, 2 of them were state champs. So to Coach Pell, maybe the best ever. That Robbie Chess, Zuckerman, and Hendrickson year, when they beat Newark Academy in the tournament champions, I don't know who's better, and don't ask me.
I understand. I wonder who is a better coach record-wise in the state of New Jersey. Geez, if I'd done my homework, I would have asked you beforehand to come in here and tell me what is the cumulative record for Bill Pellegrino as the East Brunswick. It's got to be
You know what?
something.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll interview him one day on this show. But because he's been the head swim coach, he was the head girls coach for a little while. He was the head coach of tennis since I've been there, so that's like 27, 28 years.
Tremendous accomplishment, and that's quality of coaches in East Brunswick is just sometimes just inspiring. Well, good. I'm glad we were able to spend a little time on these sports because they really, in many respects, are the crown jewel for East Brunswick, certainly in the spring. But everybody looks to East Brunswick for volleyball now in the state when you mention it best. Tennis has always been there, and a lot of other sports as well, as we know. Soccer. Am I missing anything? I don't want to get into a trap here.
That's okay. Every year someone's having an exceptional year.
Exactly. And also, I don't want to overshadow the accomplishment of the boys golf team. A 12-2 record is sensational. Well, but it's the norm for East Brunswick too, isn't it?
Right, and that's maybe why they don't get the recognition they deserve. We didn't have an outstanding golfer this year. Curry Katzen, Evan Wall, and Dave Kim were good senior players, very good. And it was because of them that we were able to win the division in the conference. They were so steady. They weren't outstanding, but they were consistent. And then Paul Zeidman and Steve Ahn, they're coming back next year, underclassmen. So Bo is going to maybe have 2 all-conference players coming back. He does have 2 all-conference players coming back who are going to have us contend for a conference and county division championship again. And golf's another sport, Jimmy, that they start playing at an early age.
Okay.
I guess they're learning now. The parents learn, give them a golf club early. As a matter of fact, there's a young man out there, his name escapes me. He's a 7th grader. Bo says he's great.
Really?
Bo said he could be the best ever we had, ever had, and he's a 7th grader. And
boys golf in general has really gained a lot of notoriety for its popularity on television, and the success of the professionals, and I imagine a lot aspire to be successful at this game, and you're getting the fruit of that with obviously with Tamarack being located in this area. Of course, we over in Monroe, we have Forsgate, which has added to the quality of the golf program over there, but you also have a girls golf team. How many years is this?
This is our first official year where we've had a girls golf team, and under Carney they were 3 and 5.
Reggie Carney as the golf coach.
However, before long they're going to be as good as anyone in the around.
Well, tell me how many other golf teams have girls teams?
There's maybe 23, 24 in the state.
Okay, so they have to search for go outside the area for matches.
South Brunswick and us compete.
Okay.
Stevens. But yeah, we have to do some traveling, 100 and Central. But the girls, some of them never played before.
Okay.
They have never played
So
before.
there were, golf was maybe like 25 years ago?
Maybe.
Late 70s is when golf became a sport, I believe. Well, actually, before that.
Before
but-
that. Well,
Yeah,
Reggie has him, he's just a outstanding coach. He's got him in the high jump pit or the long jump pit, hitting out of the sand, teaching the whole game.
Why, is that where they end up a lot?
Well, everyone but you probably ends up there at some time or the other. But our girls' golf's going to be okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got complete confidence. We had 3 individuals that I'd like to mention. Teresa
Absolutely.
Lim was our MVP, our most improved. Now, she's never played before, so kids always say, I don't want to be the most improved. That means I was horrible before. No, it doesn't mean you're horrible. But that was Michelle Mariski. She's never played before. And our Coaches Award, and the Coaches Award is another one that we give out at our banquet. That's given by a coach that says, you know what, I just need to recognize that Allinder kid. He's such a good kid. He works hard. He was our second best this. He was led the team in this. So the Coaches Award, congratulations, Jessica Gullitz, for everything she's done for golf.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, a successful golf season in many, many respects, and as you mentioned, with Reggie Carney at the reins of the girls' team, it's just a matter of time before they really emerge as one of the, as successful as the boys' team. All right, let's move on to the baseball team, which obviously is a high-profile sport. Nice 14-5 record. Tom Hockenjoss, coach. How many years has he been?
He's
doing
been
this?
head coach as long as I've been AD, which is 17 years.
Right. Okay. So, how would you stack up, in your opinion? How would you stack up this team?
Good as anyone's, good as last year's.
Okay.
They didn't have the, one outstanding player. Was consistent. We had a nice staff. I thought Matt Merrigan, Andy Silver, and Andy Anderson, 3 seniors, did a great job for us. As a matter of fact, Merrigan, I think he won 3 games in a row as in relief or a starter. One of those days were back-to-back. So they didn't have an outstanding superstar. But they had great players. However, we do have a junior who could be a superstar. He's got the strength, the talent, and nice work habits, and that's Chris Affinito. He's a catcher. He's catching a lot of attention. He can smack the ball. He's got he got a live arm from the plate. So he's coming back for us. Billy Kraft led the team in hitting, center fielder. That's not bad. You're up the middle, center field. He's coming back, and Matt Metch, our starting, could be our starting shortstop, and a starting pitcher for us coming back. So we're going to be good again next year.
All right.
They took, in my opinion, they took a day off at one game in the county tournament, and conference tournament, you can't do that.
Absolutely not.
But they had a real good season.
Well, that's more congratulations to the baseball team. So, spring track. Look at these records, 9-0. Don Mandy. I didn't know they had 9 dual meets available to them.
Well, we believe in dual meets. Some schools, it's a philosophy, feel that they just want to gear up for the invitational where you take your elite. And that sure gives your school and the coaches and the kids a lot of recognition. However, it's the dual meet where you can get everyone involved. And let's face it, the bottom line is let's get the kids involved in sports and athletics. So by having as many dual meets as we can, what we do is we get more kids involved in participating. For instance, the last meet of the year against Woodridge, we do that at night. We start around 5 o'clock, Jim, and we must have had 150, 200 parents there. And the alumni come back because it's sort of a traditional thing. So that's pretty neat. But
Any special accomplishments?
well, Ryan Williams was the 3,200
Right.
champion. I can't remember the last time we had a distance runner win the mile or 2 mile. Maybe it was Donovan, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Old age again. But Nick Rowan had a good year for us. Logan Yu had a real good year for us. And we got 2 young kids coming back, and Danny Gilbert and Greg Bull, 2 distance runners who can do maybe the 800, the 2, or the 1,600. So Coach Mandy's done a good job. He was also honored as Division Coach of the Year, so congratulations to all those athletes. and coach for winning the
Very
division.
nice, very nice.
Girls track,
Yeah.
can I continue? Or
Go ahead, move right in.
under
Kevin
Coach McAvoy, I got it. Real good year. They fell 3 times, but you know, it wasn't as a result of lack of effort. Megan Donovan was an outstanding runner for us. As a matter of fact, she was our outstanding junior athlete. Brittany Hahn was a champion for us. She was a sprint champion in the winter, so she'll be real good for us again next year. Dana Leteplo was an outstanding high jumper for us, all conference material.
That's a familiar name. Leteplo?
Leteplo?
I think the parents, one of the parents?
Yeah, he's got a couple records, I
Yeah.
think, as a high jumper.
I remember that.
But that was years ago. I think
Yes,
it's
it was,
maybe when
very
I
many
there.
years ago.
And then one of our seniors, a pleasant surprise, was Brooke Kahn, did a good job for us this
Okay.
year. And I thank those track athletes from boys and girls track for their dedication.
And it is a sport where you do need to be dedicated, because sometimes, like I say, other than the special events that you guys stage, not as much of a fan base.
And a lot of self-discipline, a
Sure.
lot of self-motivation for
Yeah.
those kids.
Yeah, a lot of motivation to play lacrosse too. That's become a very aggressive sport. The boys team under Mark Grillo finished 9-9, and the girls team under Cindy Todoroff not so successful, looking for a win. But talk about the lacrosse accomplishments.
Okay, let's go with the girls first. Yeah, they struggled a little, and it was one of those years that they just couldn't turn the corner, and I think they just stopped believing in themselves. There was a couple games into the last few minutes, they had a chance to win, or they were tied, and it just didn't happen for them. But however, the girls lacrosse team, they were there every day at practice, they did what they were supposed to do, and they won. Well, they didn't win many, but they represented East Brunswick. They were a class operation. They played hard, and it was a pleasure to see them go out every day. It's easy to go out, and I've told you this. When you're winning, when you're volleyball, it's easy to go to that game 29-0 and walk around. But when you're struggling, and the kids are maybe tantalizing in school, it's difficult. But these girls, they really came through, as Rachel Chicky and Chevy Miller did a great job providing leadership for us. Next year, are we going to be better? We'd like to think we're going to be better. We got some kids like Lauren Dudra, Kirsten Gash coming back for us that could, you know, turn the corner, and Katie Colchie's another one. And these kids play other sports, so hopefully, you know, it's just throwing and catching, Jim. You got to learn to throw and catch.
Sure.
So we're going to get there.
Well, the boys are a little bit further ahead.
Boys, 9-9, they got great athletes. You know, got Danny Fessel, Matt Mariano, and Johnny Park. Johnny Park was our outstanding junior athlete, as a matter of fact,
Okay.
at our banquet. They're great athletes. Between them, they got a zillion letters. So they grew up maybe with the sport as a 9th grader, so they've been playing it.
Sure.
And they helped us get 9-9. We qualified for the states, and we had a real big come-from-behind win against St. Joe's in the regular season. Two of the seniors we're going to miss is Ernie Fusco. Ernie's been with us for 4 years, and I'd just like to wish him good luck in the future at his college, because...
Where's he going?
Oh, Jim,
Okay,
come on.
sorry.
He's going to somewhere in New England that's north.
So you going to play?
Yeah, he can
Okay.
play. He can play there.
All right, good.
And Brian Tubman, congratulations to Brian. He had a real good year for us. So, but the bad news is Coach Grillo is leaving us.
Okay.
Coach got a job up in Morris Hills, brand new program closer to home. So we're going to struggle with that, looking for another coach.
Okay. Last sport, softball under Kevin Brady. What a successful year at 18-10. And anything else?
Division champs.
There you go.
Division champs. We went through a stretch of like 5 or 6 games where we'd lose 2-1, 1-0. We just couldn't get it done. But I knew it would turn around, and we got hot at the right time, which was at the end of the year when we upset a few teams, Carteret, Edison, and we won the conference championship, and Middlesex. And that was a very exciting game. Winning RBI was by our catcher, Jody Dowd, and it was just a great year for the kids. It really put Stephanie Dowd. Thank you for correcting me. It was Stephanie Dowd. I think Jody's the mom.
Okay.
Sorry, Jody. We just had a real good year for them, and we played Stevens, we played Edison, we played Huntington Central, we played Lawrenceville, we played Hamilton East. We didn't back off for anyone. So the record may be a little bit, 18-10. Too many losses maybe at the 10, but we played up a lot. And, our starting shortstop, sophomore, So, Andrea Blanner. Dre Blanner did a good job. She may be our catcher next year, because that's also key. She did a good job for us. Gina Pensavalle was the winning pitcher for us. She's back. And our Reem Sada is our second baseman, our only all-conference selection. She's coming back. She batted about 400. So I think we'll be good.
You're always good every year.
Well, I think we're going to contend. I mean, I'm not going to say we're going to contend in lacrosse. Boys lacrosse will contend. The tracks will contend. I'm not sure if we'll contend in girls lacrosse, but everyone else in the spring next year will contend for a conference and division title.
All right, let's add them up here for the spring. 124 and 45. I don't know what the percentage is for that, but
that's
for the
69%. And I tried to move it up by the percentages, and every time volleyball won a game, I just couldn't do it. And for the division record, though, Jim,
72 and 12.
That's not bad.
That's not shabby.
That's pretty good, huh?
Yes,
72 and 12.
absolutely.
And overall, our record
305.
was 305 and 116 for another 69% winning percentage.
All right. All right. Well, this was again, as I said, a great year, and I thank you very much for joining us to celebrate as we did here. And that's going to do it for this edition of Sports Talk. So for Frank Noppenberger, this is Jimmy Allinder saying thanks for being with us.